was a security guard during the Capitol Hill UFO hearings. What I saw in the classified room after hours will haunt me forever. Make sure these never leave the building, a congressman whispered, handing me a thick folder marked classified after the UFO hearing. It was my job to guard the committee room that night. For 12 years, I'd watched politicians come and go, but I'd never seen them this shaken. David Grusch, the whistleblower, had just finished his testimony about non-human intelligence and crashed craft. But what the public saw wasn't the whole story. At 2 a.m., long after the cameras stopped rolling, 3 men in suits entered the room. They weren't congressmen or regular staffers. As they pulled out what looked like metal fragments from a briefcase, my hand instinctively reached for my phone. That's when I heard something that made my blood freeze. The public testimony was a distraction, one man said. What we recovered from the Pacific site last month is what they're really worried about. They spread photos across the table, images that put Grusch's testimony to shame. But it wasn't just the photos that terrified me. It was their conversation. The biological samples weren't just non-human, they were still active. Multiple world governments were in a race to reverse engineer something found in deep ocean trenches. A signal had been detected that matched patterns from 1947 Roswell incident. Certain members of Congress had been given special clearance for information even the president couldn't access. Suddenly, one of them looked straight at me. You're not on the night shift rotation. I managed to stammer something about coverage for a sick colleague. They seemed to buy it, but the next day, my security clearance was mysteriously revoked. 2 weeks later, I received a package. Inside was a single photo from that night, but I had never taken any pictures. Want to know what those men really discussed about humanity's future? Comment, fact, or fiction below before this gets removed.